Now, for more on this developing story, I'm now being joined by Reverend Yakubu Pam, Executive Secretary, Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission. Good to have you on the news at this time, Reverend.
Thank you.
So, yes, we had the board chairman of the commission, Reverend Yomi Kasali, a few days ago on the news, where he confirmed to us that the pilgrimage has been suspended until the board meets. Now, was there a board meeting where the decision was reached to suspend all pilgrimage activities? How would you react to this?
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers at home. First and foremost, I'm happy to be here to clear the air on what the board chairman said, and also on what the chairman of CAN, Adamawa, said. We had a board meeting in November, and there is nowhere in the board meeting that it was stated that pilgrimage activities were suspended. The meaning of suspension is just like to say you suspend activities in your television house. Nothing would take place. That's the meaning of suspension. But what we had on ground was that we finished from Rome, and we were to continue to do airlifting of the states who have paid to be airlifted for Israel pilgrimage, which we call it November-December pilgrimage. And because of the logistic problems that we face, we said we should not continue with it. We should not continue with airlifting, not suspending pilgrimage activities. Suspension means that everything is locked down, and that we should not do the airlifting in November till December, whereby other states that have paid will be airlifted. And if you say suspension, it means that the whole place is completely locked down. And two, before you take a statement of anything suspension, you must write our supervisory body and tell them that we're suspending activities. You'll also have, which is through the office of the SGF, you also have to inform Mr. President that everything in the commission is suspended. You also have to write to the National Assembly that everything is suspended. And you also have to write our customers that we have suspended activities, because they have the right to take us to court, because most of them have paid to travel. But we say airlifting. When you say airlifting, means other activities are going on. And what are other activities? Right at the states today, we have over 12 states that have already paid to travel. And we're conducting what we call screening. You screen to make sure that you have those who are satisfied to travel by health, and those that we feel that they will not abscond. And this is what is going on. It's part of the pilgrimage activities. And just within the 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, we have more than four states who have been paying. If you suspend it, it means nobody have to pay it. And we've been communicating. Again, we have the private sector, who we call them the private tour organization, who registered with us. They registered, and they have the license to carry people to Israel and bring them back, but through us, because we go also to screen them, and we are in charge of the visas until we write the authorities on the government of Israel to give them visas. They will not have visas. And right now that I'm talking, we have over 100 of them in Israel. So if there's suspension of pilgrimage activities, why are people in Israel? Why are people in Jordan? And there are a lot of things going on. And the chairman who said that, by law, he comes to the commission 4 times in a year. And I am the accounting officer. And then if somebody who comes 4 times in a year suspend pilgrimage, and he's in America now, and he wants everywhere to be locked before he comes, no. So right. we have to come here to clear the air. There's nothing like that. All
right, point taken there. Now, there was a reference to a 1.5 million naira in the purported letter to you as fees for pilgrims. Who decided on the fee, or is it with the approval of the board? What can you tell us about this?
Purely, that's the job of management. That's why you do day-to-day activities. We, first and foremost, do that with the customers. And the major customers we have, they are the states. So we already have a meeting with the state in September, and we agreed on 1.5. And that's why the states have paid. Like I said, about 12 states have already paid. And you start with that first before you go into procurement process. And then you award the contract to the contractors that will carry the people, whether by the airline, and then the ground handlers who are there in Israel. So these are part of the thing. I overheard him saying that you have not fixed a package. And if you have not fixed a package and you're going to hold a meeting in the third week of December or the second week of November to decide the package, then it is then you will fix the price and they will start the procurement process. You write BPP and it takes time, which means even this pilgrimage we're going, it will be around May because of the procedures it goes. So it's not a job that somebody will just come and say, we have not decided. If we have not decided, why are people paying? Why we have about 12 states, including Lagos, who have already paid. So we have private people who have paid, and people are waiting for us. Again, we have governors who want to go to follow their people to Israel, like the governor of Ebonyi, who has called me and said, look, I want to go in November. That's, even in the board meeting when we were saying we should stop airlifting in November till December, the federal commissioner of the Southeast said, no, my people want to go for pilgrimage in November because they have already paid. So which decision are you going to? We've never talked about the 1.5 in a board meeting because it's not a board issue for now.
All right.
It is management. Just like you are here, management handle a lot. Board comes maybe according to what your law and your rules says.
All right. Point taken now. Let's look at this issue where you mentioned that there was a bit of a disastrous outing in Rome last October. Fill us in on that, and what can you tell us about what truly happened in Rome?
Well, I don't think we have any much. We just have logistic issues in Rome. First and foremost, we have a smooth running, preparation to go to Rome, because we have a meeting in September, and all the board agree we should go to Rome, and both with the chairman. He was to go, but he declined. But all other board members were with me in Rome, and of course, the target was for us to have audience with the Pope, which we did by the leadership of Archbishop Kaigama, and it was completely a very good one, which the Pope is on social media. The Pope prayed for us. However, we have some little logistic problem, which some of the people could not be able to see the Pope, and also issues of hotel, which was sorted out. We sat down and looked at the best way to handle it. Again, we have the issue of the aircraft. But in such an operation, when you have these logistic issues, the most important thing in the operation is the safety of the people. And I decided with the rest of the board members that we should all come back to Nigeria. And my good conscience tells me the best thing to do is to make sure I bring my people back home. And that was what we were able to do. And that was the reason for the meeting in November with the board, and we sat down, we trashed it out. The board said, this is not just only the fault of management, because I also apologize to them, we have lapses. But the board has said, look, when there are lapses in operation, we shouldn't just say it's management. We all agreed here to go. So I'm shocked that my own chairman, who is leaving office in February, or they are ending his tenure in February, is it how to end the tenure? Let's even assume that there is problem. How do we channel the problem? We have a secretary to the government of the Federation who is supervising us. You're supposed to write him and say, look, we have this problem. Can you come and interface in it? They didn't write him. He now wrote a letter straight to our customers. And who are the customers? The states. Sending them a letter. And what is the purpose of that? He's sending that letter to them to make sure that they do not cooperate with the commission, which he chairs.
All right, let me hold your thoughts on that, particularly this last question, because, you know, you've mentioned that the pilgrimages have not been suspended. So what should the pilgrims believe? As in, the pilgrimage, rather, has not been suspended. What should the Christian pilgrims believe that there is going to be, they will have to wait for the board decision or approval, or this pilgrimage has just been suspended?
No,
what
no, no,
exactly
no.
are we to believe here?
That's where I was going. The states, first and foremost, private tour organizations are already on. I've told you there are people in Israel. The states, they are the one who were supposed to start lifting in November, we're already in talking terms with them. The letter of the chairman went to them, and they said, no, this is an issue of board. If you have an issue in your board, we don't have problem with you, but we want to make sure that our pilgrims are going. And I'm telling you now that the governors of different states, Cross River, Boy, they say they want to go with their pilgrimage, and we're going with them. There is no suspension of any pilgrimage. We all agree that we will continue with pilgrimage. So whoever said there's suspension, because by that word, our customers have the right to take us to court.
And that's
and
a final
I am here as the chief accounting officer of the commission to say there is no any suspension.
Thank you so much, Executive Secretary Reverend Yakubu Pam. We appreciate your insights on the news at 6.
And can I say a word, just one word?
5 seconds.
5 seconds. If somebody mentioned corruption on NCPC, there is a way you can bring it up. Bring the evidence of the money, whatever it is, take it to EFCC or take it to those who supervise us. You can't come to media and mention corruption.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.